Hi everybody, Russ on the WESTHAM Network. Hope you're all a bit high. Hope you're well. Hope you're all well. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, all that good stuff. Friday. Congratulations, everyone. Another week. Hell of a week. Hell of a week for West Ham. Hell of a week. But we've managed to get through it. Managed to get through it. Anyway, as I said, hope everyone is safe and well. If you're new, and as I said, give it a little tinkle, give it a little like, give it a little share, subscribe, all that type of stuff. It all helps us out. So the first thing I want to do is actually just address why we do these dailies. So the whole idea of doing these dailies is what happens is we come up with things that have been spoken about in the news about West Ham. So it's topical stuff. So obviously, mutiny at the club, ? Everything has a question mark. And so it stems from a report that was, or an article that was released by the Daily Mail today, which claims there's mutiny at West Ham because of, well, basically, let me read you the article, and then I'll come and say hello to the chat in a minute. Actually, no, I'll say hello to the chat first. Right, because I'm pretty sure I was a couple of minutes late. Is there an agenda against this man? I think meant against Zouma. I don't know. I think there is. I think there is amongst the media. Daily Mail trying to stir S up. When he moved to West Ham, they suggested he was on 25 and the other players would be unhappy. Now the reporter, indeed, we'll talk about that, Aldi. We'll talk about that. It's a Rusty B title, you see. Stell's improved his titles. Time to move on. Zouma has to deal with the booze. Totally agree. Good morning to you, Happy Hammerette. Gaza, hope you're well. Father Snowman, hope you're well. The wage demand stuff is funny as FUCK. Local players don't know what a Zouma is. Exactly. We'll talk about that. The Black Country, hello. Jordan, hello, everybody. Ladies and lads, hope you're well. I heard Yama went to the board about a pay rise, really? Oh, well. Cool Habits having a heart attack. Fit giggles, maybe we should give Yama our true ratings. Wow. Mikey, hope you're well. Anil, hope you are well. Richards, hope you're well. Everyone's talking to each other. Ludders is in the house. Good evening, good afternoon, Ludders. Moby, Steve, James, Oz, Garino, Gaza, Kimbo. There's just so many of you. 2 up, 2 down. Evening, Luke. Hope you're well. Tickets for the Saints. I've heard say that £15 for the Southampton game for the FA Cup. That ain't bad, is it? But it's a Wednesday, isn't it? So I want to try and get it up. Daily Mail has a big spoon with lots of brown stuff on it. So, because they have nothing more worthwhile to do, like nothing worthwhile to write about, like actual news. Right, Hazaria, good afternoon to you. Right, let me talk about let me go for the article. Save you having to read it yourself to me. It's true. So it says, and I've just paraphrased it, but West Ham face difficult questions from their players about the club's strict pay structure after Kurt Zouma's fine for kicking a cat effectively confirmed his position as a club's top earner. Sportsman understands there is a sense inside the Hammers squad that the public backlash against the central defender has been over the top, and there is a feeling amongst teammates that they must rally around Zouma. Sounds great. Sounds a nice article. Yeah, the team are putting together and the unit. Love it. Nevertheless, it always have to sort of, he's got a shit sandwich at work. Good stuff. Nevertheless, there is said to be dissatisfaction amongst a clutch, nice word, a clutch of players that Zouma earns significantly more than them, with some ready to address the issue with the club. It was widely reported that Zouma's club fine of 2 weeks' wages, which is due to be donated to the RSPCA, totalled around £250,000, effectively revealing the central defender earns £125,000 a week. All the detectives amongst us. Sources insist the former Chelsea star salary isn't as much as that, yet his position at the club as the club's best paid player is now clear. Clear, I tell you. It is clear. Indeed, 8 barley. Exactly what I was going to say. The same newspaper. I actually got the article here. The same newspaper on the 26th of August. West Ham expect to announce the sign of Kurt Zouma on Friday as the defender undergoes a medical in Paris ahead of a £25 million move from Chelsea and will become the club's highest earner on a £125 a week deal. It actually, bold. He says so. You don't, and it's like it's just a story out of nothing. It just winds me up because these discussions about wages and things happen at every club, at every job. You might want to earn, if you're on an hour, you're on £10 an hour. You might want to be earning £11 because Bob's on £11 an hour. It just exactly. Jason, I think you're totally right. The first bit makes sense in that story. The club, everyone's putting around. You saw the way Antonio sort of reacted when he was approached. That clearly must be not a party line, but something which a lot of the club players are feeling about. And sure, some will be pissed off of him for what he did. But I think you're totally right there by the sounds of it. And so, and I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. I was looking at, I've got some stuff about salaries. I thought it might be interesting to see how much they earn. And there is disparity, but there's disparity with every job in the world. And it's not just West Ham. It might be Man City. So Kevin De Bruyne is on £250,000 a week. Someone like John Stones is on £200,000 a week. Someone like João Cancelo is on £140,000. He's on £60,000 less than Josh Stone. Not Josh. Hey, don't take it on me. John Stones, not Josh Stone, who's a very good singer. So, is João Cancelo knocking down the door of Pep Guardiola, demanding to be the highest earner in the club? End of the day, Kurt Zouma's come with almost £30 million. He's not going to go for 10 bob a week and a Kit Kat, is he? Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. So if we see, look, as I said, that's what we like to do on the actual dailies themselves. We take a story, we tear it apart, basically. You know me. So I've got some stats. I like some. We all love Budden stats, and so this is from Salary Sport. It's not up to date. They haven't up to date it because Antonio is on about £100,000 a week now. So it claims firstly that Zouma was the highest earner of the club, which is absolutely bollocks because he's not, because Areola's on £138,000 a week. Technically, because he's on loan. So, technically, Zouma isn't the highest earning player at the club. It's Areola, because PSG pay him £138,000 a week. Zouma, it says here £100,000, up an asterisk because it could be between 125. Regardless of that, he is the top earner, which is fair enough. And same as Yama. Yama, we know, is on £100,000 a week. And we know that Antonio is about £100,000 a week. And that's how it works. And you're right. Someone like Declan Rice is on £62,000 a week. Is Declan Rice twice the player? Is half the player that Areola is? No, not at all. But it's the way the world works. You go to a new job, you come in at you come at a higher level of a salary, and someone who's maybe been there longer is working their way up. I mean, look at Mark Noble. Mark Noble's he's on just shy of £50,000 a week according to the website. And Dawson's on £52,000 a week, and Souček's on 47. It's madness. It is madness. They signed their contracts, so they don't toe the line, get rid. Fair enough. Wait, what's Bob's on £7 an hour? Where's my rep? Exactly. I won the hospitality. Oh, fantastic. Well done, Alfie. Do you know what hospitality? No idea. Football prizes deal with that. Get Don Jolly just as the cat to kick Zouma, and let's move on. How do we respect is unhappy? Antonio signed a new deal. Rice has turned them down. Souček, exactly who it is. Maybe Soufal. We know Soufal was looking for an improved contract, but who cares? Bob didn't tell me he's on 11. I'm off to see the boss. They all hate us because they're top four. That is exactly my point, Steve. This is exactly my point. It's a story out of nothing. Don't tell me that Phil Foden's going to Pep Guardiola and saying, "Look, I want 100 grand a week," because he is. I know Jack Grealish is on £250,000 a week. Sort it out. Or maybe someone like Cole Palmer's only on 12 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? And so it's just ridiculous. Rush, you doing your job then when you're on the charity walk. No, we're not playing that day. I think that's game's been moved. No, don't do my job. So I think we're all right. John says we're all right. So anyway, it is. It's paper. It is. Remember, Sufan was supposed to be unhappy indeed. Well, Cresswell's. I mean, you can look at this guy. Actually, he deserves more to do. But it's up to the management. It's up to the agent. It's up to the players themselves. That type of thing. Yeah. Well, I mean, Ariola is. Don't forget, he's coming all the way from. What's name all the way from PSG. That's why he's on that. Didn't Rice's money go up by every 5 games or something similar like that? Possibly. I mean, this. I use Salary Sport as quite a good website to give you a litmus test, so to speak. It may be 1 or 2, as I said. Antonio hasn't been. Is on more now than he was before. I think he's on £100,000 a week. But based on that, as I said, what we got here, 73.9 million quid on salaries at West Ham. According to that sort of, so, and that's everyone from someone like, as you said, Zouma, Yarmolenko, all the way to Longelo and Elise, and anyone who's a professional, who's basically signed as a salary. Could well be, Toad, but this is like there's going to be intricacies with certain players, but as a whole, to give you an idea. And so that works out £1.4 million a week. Now, in terms of Premier League salaries, I thought, well, let's have a look at salaries, because everyone's talking about money. Let's change the conversation a little bit, rather than saying, "Oh, everyone wants more." Everyone wants more money. Don't they really? Particularly with the energy crisis coming up in a few weeks' time. We all want a little bit extra to cover those costs. So obviously Man United, it says here, at top of the pile, which is 214, we'll say 215 million quid a year they spend on wages, which works out £4.1 million a week on wages. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, West Ham, I think we're not 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9th, 73.9 million and 1.4 for 1.4 a week. So, behind Palace, obviously Newcastle, and obviously the Championship clubs are at the bottom, as you would. And that's, Glenn's totally right. That's going to change. That will change with Newcastle when they spend a lot of money coming in. So there we go. Black Country wouldn't give Yarmolenko 10 pence a week. 10 pence a week, fair enough. We were paying Chikorita 130 and he spent indeed. That's the thing with players coming in, naturally they are going to be on a wage, innit? Decent wage. We don't always play well, but our players, so these players don't come across as money motivated. I think you're right. I think otherwise, the talk of Declan Rice, and obviously definitely go and check out Gary Neville's interview with Declan Rice. I was going to do a piece about that, but actually this was a bit more topical, I thought, to be honest, and a bit more interesting to get your thoughts. But really good interview he gave. The full interview was released yesterday with Gary Neville, and he is motivated by winning things. So, if you want to keep Declan Rice, you have to win things. You have to look to be winning things. Only one team can win the Premier League every year. Only one team can win the Champions League. Only one team can win. Some people win, they might win all of them together, but that's the way it works. Okaflex on £5,000 and Johnson, indeed, Ludders. But don't think Okaflex came in as a new signing, so to speak. So he would be naturally on, and that's a disparity. It's the same as work, isn't it? If you've got, as I said, if I went to a new job, I would probably, I'd go in at a certain wage, and actually Bob, who's probably doing the same role as me, but has been there for 20 years, is going to be lower down. It's just the way it always works. It's the basics of salaries. It's not like, I come in and they're going to say, "Oh, actually, Bob, you should be on the same wage as Russ." No, but if Bob came back and said, "Actually, I want to be on the same wage as Russ," then they negotiate it, and it's up to the per individual. But I mean, Johnson, as you said, Johnson's technically, his contract comes to expire at the end of this season, although we have the 2-year option, and he may well have already that's already been activated, but we don't know. So yeah, totally agree. Watched it this morning. really worth watching. It is. I thought you said you watched this morning, like the TV with Phil and Holly, which is Friday. We'll be Phil and Holly with it, but but yes, it's very, very good. Check it out. Well worth it. Rice is obviously keen on them. I don't think he is though. I don't think it is, Kaiser. I don't think it is, man. For me, I watched it thinking I'm really proud of the fact that we've got him playing for our club, because he comes across so switched on, so secure, so not big time Charlie. He just wants to come to win. He just wants to win things, and and I, my claret and blue tinted glasses, maybe you think if he does it with a club who's taking him on from the age of say 14, 15, or whatever we took him on from, that would mean more maybe than going to Man City and just literally going to a team who are always going to be challenging for teams anyway. I don't know. It's just me clutching at straws and finding some things. Be funny if Lampard took the Toffees down. I think they were in a bit of trouble. I think they've just got enough to get through. But I think you're looking at I haven't looked at the bottom half of the table. How nice is that? Do you remember we had to look at the bottom? Remember we had to scroll down and look at the bottom of the table to find out where we are? Different world now. Different world. We don't have to scroll down. We're just there. Bomb. Fourth. Who's at the bottom? I think the bottom's going to be the three of them are going down anyway. I think you're looking at Norwich, Burnley, Watford and Norwich, and in the order, I don't really care, but I think those three are going down. I think Newcastle are on a bit of a run at the moment, and I think they found their four. Everton, I think they've got enough, and I think Leeds a bit too far gone, maybe. Brentford could be in a bit of trouble, because they've played the most games out of all them lot, but it should be a shame. I don't think, possibly, maybe. I don't think Burnley have got enough to get out of that now. So I think Brentford might stay up anyway. No way, Russ. Indeed, if GSB had their way, they would all replace a book of luncheon vouchers in the replica kit. Well, I think fair enough. Didn't realise that we nearly let him go at 16. Apparently so. Which it doesn't. Part of me doesn't surprise me, because I remember watching him when he was in the under-23s and he was a commanding centre back. And actually, it was Pellegrini. Don't forget, he was, Pellegrini in all his issues with, buying the Haller for 40 odd million and buying this one and buying this one and buying bloody, Anderson and spending a lot of money on these players. He was the one who gave Rice's debut in central midfield. And I remember a lot of people going, huh? He's a centre-back. And he was bloody good as a centre-back. I mean, he stood out like a sore thumb playing for the under-23s, just through his sort of leadership. I mean, he did have that John Terry persona in terms of captaincy. And, and for someone so young, it's a really unusual trait. And I remember watching him thinking he's a good player and he's going to be a commanding centre-back. And actually he flourished and every year he's developed. He's gone further and further from being a centre-back into more of a midfield player. So fair play. What do you think about the Antonio Telcon Zouma? Well, I think it sort of exemplifies what's been said by the beginning of that article, in that it's clear that the players, there's a unity there, and we know there's a unity and a bond around there, and they have. I mean, I've seen it firsthand during lockdown what a bond that team has, and so obviously that was then, and now it does seem even more. It's almost like the world's against us mentality. So that's how it seems from the outside, and we have no reason to think otherwise. And I think they know that. And I think the media know that, and that's why they're trying to say, but he's pissed off because we know that he's on 125 grand a week and Soufal's on 25 grand a week. Well, Soufal's contract, needs to negotiate his contract, and it's not Zouma's fault that he's on 125, and so why make a deal out of it? You know what I mean? It just seems really, they're just trying to shit stir. That's what it seems like to me. Audi said it right at the beginning, and I think that's true. I mean, X said it's rubbish as well. I think it's rubbish as well. That's my opinion on it. Sorry. Don't forget the popcorn. Indeed, Skipper, lovely 40 points by February. How nice is that as well? And as I said, last year was the sixth time ever in our history that we finished in the top six of the first of the Division One, of the top division in England. So, and if we do that, if we finish sixth this season, I'll take sixth this season. If we finish sixth, that's the first time ever in our history we've done that. And Spurs are seventh, even better. Can we concentrate? Yes, indeed, Stu. Definitely. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get this out of the way, saying this is rubbish. And so, in terms of today, we'll have Anton's going to be doing the press conference. That'll be interesting. The press conference, but the press conference will be later on today. And Anton will bring you the highlights of that. And then there'll be the preview for the Leicester game on Saturday night. And then Sunday, myself and Anton probably will be doing the watch along for the Leicester game. I'm confident for the Leicester game. I really am. I just think it's... I was going to say the wrong expression there. But, it was... I've got to think of a different... I was thinking about a wounded animal and, it comes out fighting and it's the wrong expression. But I think there's going to be a backlash amongst West Ham... the team, whether there's a full lineup with Zouma or not, I think the team are going to really pull together. Antonio should have said no comment. It's up to Antonio; he's his own person, isn't he? Really, and I think he was. And I'm not getting into the debate at all or anything, but he was referencing the Chris Kirkland thing. I was watching something the other day, and he said that type of thing. He said that one was worse than the other. They're all bad. I don't think it's not like a league table of worseness. And so I think that's what he was trying to get across. But, at the end of the day, things can be clipped, things can be cut. When you do things in the media, that's the issue. Then it's out there, then, isn't it? Then people can comment on it. If this is confirmed, is that Jamie O'Hara's a villain? Yeah, well, I've made my feelings of him quite clear. Which one player would you take from each team when they go down? Ooh, well... Obviously, there's a lot of free transfers. Burnley, I think you're looking at Tarkowski. Or Nick Pope. Great shout button. Thanks, Nick Pope. Good goalkeeper. England goalkeeper, England regular. Watford, I'd take Sarr or João Pedro. I like João Pedro. Or Samir. I think he's a good centre back, and he's left-footed. And we spoke about him a long time ago, and we did a thing with West Ham Analytics. Norwich, Aaron's maybe. Because Cantwell will probably go. He's on. I've taken Todd Cantwell, but he's at Bournemouth with a view to buy after the loan. So they have first dibs. No, not a lot of people picked up on that. Dennis, good shout. Yeah, good shout from it's not true. No, that's not true. Rice made his debut under Slav. Sorry, I do apologise. He made his debut, but didn't. Sorry, let me start again. Didn't Pellegrini convert him into a central defensive midfielder? If I'm wrong, I do apologise, Hammerhead, but let me know, because I think he did. I think he put him in central defence. I think Bilic came in and played him at centre back. The Burnley game, wasn't it? Burnley away, I think it was. But the other one anyway. Problem now: the club have to pay zero, maybe or maybe not. Who knows? Talk on Question Time last night. Everyone should saying he should go. Yeah. And his debut. Oh, fair enough, Hammerhead. I do apologise if that's the case. Never liked Zouma, to be honest. I found it suspicious that we're ready to send him to. Well, he'd been around the block, isn't he? He was at Everton. It was at Stoke. He'd been around. So obviously there was. We'll see what happens. I mean, but everyone's is. I don't want to make it about that sort. It was about the article rather than about the incident itself. And obviously, Stell did a really good thing about it yesterday. But everyone is due their own opinions, and so it's just interesting to see. Everyone it's a polarized attitude. I'm sort of in the middle. There's a polarizing attitude. It's like Marmite, you like it or hate it, and I'm sort of in the middle. I think. I don't know what I mean. I think everyone knows no one condones animal cruelty at all, but it's the extent of that in terms of the punishment. I think that's where that's where the split is. Everyone's totally against it. You shouldn't do that, but it's how the crime fit. And I think Moyes has set himself a precedent in terms of playing him. If he doesn't play him, then unless he's injured, he's going back on what he says. Or unless it comes out and says he has been suspended because of it, then again, that's not the football thing that he spoke about. So, end of the day. Whoever, it's about getting. It's for me. It's that's why me and Anton did the thing the other day, and we just spoke about the game and let Stel, because obviously with cats as well, he had more. I mean, I've got a dog, but he's got cats. Specifically, never knows cat. He's got two cats, and so that's why we gave him. Well, he wanted to do it. Fair play. So don't forget to like the show. Thank you. Thank you, Hammer. As I said, it's something which we love doing, and some really interesting stuff coming out soon. Hopefully, in the next few weeks. So we've got some good interviews coming up as well. Nice interviews. Do you think a player being fined 2 weeks' wages at that much money compares to you, or am I getting the penalty? Always wonder. Or am I getting this? Do you think a player being fined 2 weeks' salary at that much money compares to you, or I'm getting the same penalty? Always wondered. It's like when people talk about spending and gambling and stuff like that, wasn't it? I mean, Balotelli would spend hundreds of thousands of pounds on a I don't know, Aston Martin and get it wrapped in bright purple, or whatever. It's all about disposable income. If I was going to go out for a meal and we spend like, I don't know, £100 on a meal, like a really nice restaurant, we'd be like, oh, 100 quid, jeez. But they might say the same for 200 grand. It's all about, it's just numbers at the end, isn't it? And it's like we're used to a few less numbers at the end than they are. It's like, I think Raheem Sterling, he found someone left out his wage packet, where he still has to pay 50% tax, doesn't he? Still has to pay HMRC. Yes, Ronaldo's on, Kevin De Bruyne is on 250 grand a week, but he still has to give some of that to the government, quite a bit, unless he's a sneaky man. Is it possible that the Greedy Six have agreed to give exclusives down the? Well, I'm not going down the conspiracy route, but There's mixed reviews in terms of, I don't want to talk about it anymore, but there's mixed reviews about what time that video was released. Apparently it was during his time when he was at Everton on loan from Chelsea. Other times it was last week. Why has it just turned up now? That's, and so there's always that in the back of my mind. Then this story comes out, it's like, just seems really bizarre. Rice stays, we finished 4th. Yeah, I think Rice, personally, Rich, I think Rice stays this season. And for the summer. I think the following season is the issue. If we're continually in this top 6 group, and maybe, we flitted, we was 2 points off Champions League last year. Maybe if we hit 4th, great, or maybe if we're still like a point or so out. It takes a lot. I mean, you look at the wage structure, it takes a lot to break into that top section. I did a bit of analysis on that, where you did, because obviously that takes in that sort of all those, whatever, Man United was on 200, whatever it is, 5 million quid a week on wages. That's for everyone across their playing staff. So they may have 65 players. So they'll have some kids who are playing for 250 quid, and Ronaldo who's on God knows what he is. And if you average that up, I think they're on about the average player at Man United is on 60 grand a week. That's including the youth team players. So obviously the first team would be very different. It'd be 100,000. Where I think West Ham were like 25 grand a week. So to attract the next level of player, that wage structure will have to increase, definitely. Kaiser says, I'm happy. If we finish above Spurs, I'll be happy with that. Yeah, exactly. Leicester's luck has to change sooner or later, says Pete. Hopefully not Sunday. Leicester cannot beat us, says Moby. There we go. There's a clip to get back on Monday morning. Confident even though we ain't playing well. Well, we're not playing well and we're winning. West Ham of old, same old West Ham, would have lost. We've been out the cup, would have been probably 15th. I reckon we've a lot of games. You go through our season, we've generally only played well in a couple of games, I think. Whereas we've come out of games thinking, how have we won that? Are you like a Crystal Palace game? How are we 3-0 up at half time? I know we won 3-2, but how? So I think there's a lot of that going on as well. So, but we are just finding a way to just win, and that's full credit to Moyes. Full credit. Happy Emirate wants the Magpies to go down. It'd be great. Be the best, most expensive side in the Championship. West Ham 94. Next 2 games must win. I think to be honest, every game is a must win for us now. 94 to keep that sort of momentum going, because it's getting the points in the bag. Yeah, you look at Tottenham have got 3 games than us. They've got to win those 3 games. And obviously, like Southampton the other day, that's not always a foregone conclusion. You take Veghorst from Burnley. Yeah, fair play. Yeah. The boy's birthday, they turned 6, sweet 16. Sweet 16. Didn't want a Ben Farmer 16 shirt, so happy birthday to Ben. 16 today, sweet 16. I remember it like it, well, it was yesterday for me, so that's why I remember it. Where Leicester lost last night and smashed the cup. Nottingham Forest can't wait till Sunday, but you can't, maybe there could be the fight back. You never know. All games are must win to get to top 4 indeed. Gary's gone for 2-1. Fair enough. Slaz at centre back and had a shock against Newcastle. Pellegrini converted him. So it doesn't. Regardless, there was he was brought up into the first team as a centre back originally, and there was some conversion. Whether it was him, Pellegrini, I thought it was Pellegrini. Hammerhead, I think, was at Slav. I'm not really fussed. It just shows the development of the player, and now you wouldn't even consider putting him back into centre back. What about Ronaldo? He's in dog, indeed. The media stirring S up. They have vendetta against us, always have done. I'm just going through some of the comments. Can't go through every comment, obviously. I think firing was the only option. Sacking hurts the board and banning him. Well, I think anything. I think from any punishment hurts the fans for him if he's not playing, in my opinion. But I'm trying to move on from Zouma. I'm trying to find some. I'm going for a Lanzini goal on Sunday. Be nice. I think Lanzini. There was a debate the other day. I think it was Andy's show. Andy's 100,000. Well done to Andy. Andy Miles and West Ham reunited. 1,000 subscribers, fantastic. And he was talking to Jake about would you start Lanzini on Sunday. I don't know, because obviously he had a knock. Otherwise, I think he would have started against Watford, because I think Watford was better game for Lanzini when it was tight. When we'd scored, it opened up a bit. Then it's Benny's time to shine. I think Leicester, you might get a little bit more open play, so maybe I think Lanzini might get a run out because it's away as well, with Benny on the bench, and hopefully we nick a goal and then Leicester open up a little bit. Then you bring Benny on, and that's when he comes into his own. Looking forward to Leicester bringing a toy cat with me. Fair enough. What we got here, we need to move on, but sadly the media have to keep it going. Exactly, Gaz. What we got here? Oh, so many. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through. Jesus, I've done a stell. I've done a stell. What am I? I'm 4 minutes behind. Oh dear. Frank's in the house. Good afternoon, Frank Butcher. Will be gone in the summer. 100 million to Chelsea next year. My sources have confirmed this. I know his agent, bloke called John. There we go. John in a pub says he's going, but we'll see. I think we'll go to Man United. Don't forget to Man United, because I think Man United, until they've got their sort of manager's situation sorted, he won't go there. Chelsea, possibly. Originally he was a Chelsea boy. Personally, I think City are the club for him in the UK. If not, I could honestly see someone like Real Madrid coming in, because it's only going to be certain, like the top, say 2 or 3, or not even Liverpool. I'd say probably the top City, United, Chelsea. They're the only ones who realistically will be able to pay that wage. Newcastle would, but Dex is not a mercenary. He wants to win stuff, as Gary Neville's interview testifies. Have the highest wage structure. 20-year-old. He does indeed, as we said in there. I mean, look, where is it? Where is it? There it is, you see. Highest wage structure, Man United. Will be more than 100 if he was going better plays than Freakish. I totally agree. About 120. I hope Wright goes abroad. I don't think Munich, they're not used to paying that type of money. Used to selling it, but so I think it'll be. I think it would be Madrid, realistically. But they're all in trouble, isn't it? They're all in trouble with their money at the moment. So whatever we give, we have to give back by spending 150 at least. I totally agree. Rice straight up for Haaland. Well, if we get in the next round, that's it. If we get in the next round, we'll have a word. What we got here? He said in the video he wants to stay in London. We'll see. We'll just see. What does Kante earn a week? No idea, to be honest. I could find out. I could see roughly what he earns. Let's have a look. What's Kante earn? Search N'Golo Kante. There we go. Kante apparently is on weekly wage 290 grand. 290 grand a week. Wow. God, it's getting. So he started he's in 2014. So what was that? 8 years ago. He was on 3 grand a week. Goes to Leicester. Goes to 40 grand a week. Goes to Chelsea. 150 grand a week, and it's gone up 150, and then in 2019 he signed a new contract when he was 27, which took up to £29,000 a week. 290,000. That's mental. With all what's going on, lack of signings, maybe in it, or do you think? I think he'll stay. I think he's got a project. He has got a project, that boy. Let's swap Rice for Kante plus cash. Well, he's 30 years old now, so I don't think that will happen. Afternoon, Lauren. Hope you're well. Hopefully, a good 3 points Sunday. Here we go. Madras for Black Country tonight. Not for Rusty B. Lamptey out with the boys tonight. Way, boys night out. Have it. No, but I'm driving. Yeah, boys curry night tonight. Looking forward to that. Seeing the boys. As I said, my best friend, we've been mates since I was 6 months old. So just over 20 years we've been friends. And and so yeah, we're all we went to school together, so we still keep in touch, and we've grown and grown and grown, because obviously everyone get families and kids, and so much so that if we have a Christmas party, we'll meet up, we have to hire a church hall, because no restaurant will be able to sit us, because it was about 35. It's ridiculous. So if you want Rice, want to keep Rice, we have to offer him 150 grand plus a yearly bonus. I totally agree. I'm already apprehensively buzzing for this. Hooray! Gonna be a busy one. It's gonna be a busy one. It's gonna be a busy one. Maybe we'll see. Maybe next week we might do some stuff, because obviously I did a show a few weeks ago about all the free transfers and people's contracts are coming to an end. And I still did it in the weekly. Was it last week or the week before? But obviously a few of them, like Nicholas Sula's signed for Borussia Dortmund, which I'm gutted about, because I would have liked him at West Ham. But there's still a lot of good players are there. And actually I put together an 11. I put together a free transfer 11. He ain't a bad side. He ain't a bad. I tell you what, it would compete. It would compete. So anyway, Martinelli, 2 yellow cards indeed. Very bizarre. But obviously he got 2 yellow cards in the same passage of play. Totally agree with that decision though. Indeed, it's looming. He's looming. Moyes is already looking at his summer free transfer list. He certainly is. Sky Sports breaking from Frank Butcher. West Ham have conferred talks with Steve down the pub are ongoing about taking over the manager's job in the summer. What was the second? On that, the second column was the weekly wage. So 214 for Man United was the annual wage this season, and 4.1 was the weekly wage. I thought it was quite interesting. There we go. Far from annoyed with Antonio right now. Far more annoyed with Antonio right now than Zouma, says Gary Garner's stack of ribs. Think I've overdone the exercise using this morning. Walked from the front door to the bathroom. Speaking of exercise, we spoke about yesterday. Next in March, just over a month away, myself and John Rotowski are walking for charity, for Iron Sport Food Banks. We're doing a 17-mile walk. I don't think I've realised how long 17 miles is. It's going to take about 5 or 6 hours to walk. We call it the 3 statues of Bobby, from Wembley to the London Stadium to the bowling. All in aid of Irons Food Banks for their Easter egg appeal, where they sort of we do a slightly bigger drive for donations in count to Easter, to give all the people who obviously use the food banks to give their kids an Easter egg at Christmas. At Easter, we do the same thing at Christmas with selection boxes and stuff. So if you have any spare cash, I know times are tough at the moment, Irons Food Banks, and go to the donate page there, and that would be lovely. Thank you very, very much. And if anyone's around on 19th, we'll probably end up in the bowling at the end, probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, for a swift laugh. If anyone fancies a pint, I should retell the bowling. Actually, we're going. Right, let's go for anything else. We're 1 point behind you with 2 games in hand, says George. Good luck to you. No, it's good luck to you. I can't lie though, West Ham are performing very well. Thank you, George. And I think Arsenal have pulled out of the bag a little bit. You started the season very, very down there. Poor Arteta down there, and it's very much changed. So good luck to you. It's good luck to you. Obviously, if it means us getting the top 4 instead of you, I hope you fail. But if not, good luck to you. Right. That's almost as much as Russ's. That's almost as much as Russ's wages gone up. Indeed, yeah. Could you imagine? You look like a typical West Ham fan, mate. Cheers, Gary. Is that a compliment or not? I suppose I've got a bald head, a shaved head in it, but it's not through design. It's through choice. No. It's not through choice. It's through necessity. Because otherwise, out tonight. Certainly am. Russ, did you ever fall? Yes, I did. I did. That was me. Did you fall over in the car park because I saw someone fall over and you looked like you came back? It was me. I fell over. I stacked it just as you got across the road, and then I shouted out, "Man down!" And it was man down. That was me. There we go, mate. Full English for Breckley. Cheeky bet in the bookies. Watch the match and have pie and mash and link over dinner with a few pints in it. Sweet, bruv. In our River Island jackets. Not River Island, Stone Island. Lovely River Island jackets, but I'm in Stone Island. I'm more prepared for signing no one in the summer. I don't think that's going to happen. Referees are seriously agenda. Well, welcome to the club, Chris. Welcome to the club. Man United overrated team. There we are. Gary, pie and mash and a few cheeky pints afterwards. So that's a slice of me, mate. Sorted. How much do you think we'll actually get for Rice, given our poor transfer sales in the past? Well, I mean, we said, Moisey said, you could have had a bargain of 400 million for him in the summer. You look at Grealish, is 100 million. Went for 100 million. I think you're looking at least 120, 150. I think there's a minimum 125 million. But we'll see. I think we'll finish 4th. West Ham 5th. Man United 6th. We'll see. That's some walk, no sneak. There will be plenty. There's plenty of opportunities for sneaky kebabs. Plenty of cheeky kebabs. It is a serious pub call indeed. Legendary Stenders character and legendary Duke. Love it. Gary Garner. Love it, mate. Happy Emirates. Always up for it. And she's up for a pint as well. Hooray. Rowdy. Right, sign of a good team when you play rubbish and win. We certainly do. Sorry if it will be covered. What's your thoughts on Kiss Me still sponsoring Sea Life and not us? Horses for courses, it's their money to do what they want with it, isn't it? Unfortunately, Charlie. It's very strange. Thanks, Ross. There we go. I know I am awful indeed. Mention food and drink and get something excited indeed. Rice's interview was quality. Great guy. It's a great interview, and I think because we all knew how good Declan Rice was and what a top bloke he is. But it's only over the last sort of year that other people have cottoned on. And by the sounds of it, Gary Neville hadn't cottoned on really until recently. So great to see. Oh, Mandy, you know how to get me excited, girl. Don't tell Pat. Indeed. As I said, later on today, Anton will be back with the press conference. I wonder what some of the questions are going to be about. I don't know. And then tomorrow we'll have the watch along. Not the watch along. We'll have the preview show tomorrow night for the Leicester game. I imagine Anton might have a Leicester fan. I might get old Jack or someone from Leicester Fan TV. Top boy Jackies. And then we'll have the watch along on Sunday. So that'll be good. I look forward to that. Me and Anton will be around. Yes, we'll be around. Russ, have you got your Valentine's Day? Yeah, I've got my cards all sorted. Trouble is with Flo, she expects as well. So it's double bubble, isn't it? If you think Sea Life, take a look at Disney. Mutant creatures to 6 foot and dresses them up and make them perform. Indeed. Where's the Rice? So if you go and Google, it's on Gary now. I can't remember what it's called. But just Google Declan Rice interview Gary Neville and it'll in Facebook and it'll say it. Only 13 it doesn't matter. Because people don't like what I say. Starts. I wonder what the hot topic will be. Indeed. So you first stated that the room was close, so that bodes well. I think it is, man. I think that's what comes out of the article. It's the first bit of the article to say everyone's sort of together, and then it's trying to split everyone apart. It's crazy. Actually, Hammerette is number 2. Helen number 3. Helen is number 2, and Hammerette is number 3, according to Frank. George says, where's George's comment? Because it was actually about football. Leicester huge underachievers with Brendan. I have to be honest. I think he's underachieved everywhere, really, isn't he? Liverpool underachieved as well. Obviously he did well at Celtic, but then it's 50-50 who wins that season. He's a good manager, but I just don't know. It's not like he hasn't got the money to buy things. I mean, the Leicester board are fantastic for him, but he just not doing it. A bit of a minge bar. Where's my minge gone? Yeah, there it is. Yep, just checking. Just there, got it. No wrong. No one bit of binge for Valentine's Day. Right, anyone know what's happened to Reece Oxley? Yeah, he's playing in Germany. He's playing in Germany, my friend. Playing quite well. He's playing for... No, it wasn't. It was... Let me just Google it. He was playing for Bundesclub FC Augsburg. There we go. Good to know. There we go. Bit of information. There we go. Oh, Overlap. That's it. Thank you. It's the YouTube channel is called The Overlap, or the interview is called The Overlap. And actually, it's the same interview that is the same channel that Harry Kane came out and said he basically wanted to leave for Spurs. So he's got quite a good pedigree. Don't think I watched the match where Rice played against us. Indeed. Frankie's building up a Valentine's poem for me. Pies are brown, cheesy yellow. Mandy G, you're my marshmallow. Very good. Frankie's putting red Y fronts and spinning boats. Oh, I love that interview. I love that episode. Hello, Pat. I've got a picture of me doing the same thing, like side by side. Spooky. Absolutely spooky. I sent my secret Valentine's. I hope Bowen doesn't guess it's me. Ooh. I'm going to be hungover Valentine's Day after the Leicester smashing. Very, very good. Right, I'm going to have to go. No one enjoys minge more than Russ. On that bombshell. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. As I said, Anton will be back later with the press conference. We've got the preview tomorrow. We've got the watch along on Saturday. Then I'll be back on the Monday, probably doing a debrief, possibly. And then I think Stell's doing the weekly on the Tuesday. And then next week we've got Poppy. Poppy, who is the... I think she's currently... What was it? Because it was so impressive. I reeled off her. She's an England rugby star. And why has that not come up there? Poppy Cleal. That's it. Poppy Cleal. She's on next week. I think next Wednesday night. Doing a My Hammers 11. She plays for Saracens, but also she plays for England. She's the current Six Nations Player of the Year. She's the England Player of the Year and leading all-time Premier League try scorer. Plus, she was nominated for the World Player of the Year last year. And she's on the channel. And she was on Question of Sport last week as well, if anyone saw it. Massive West Ham fan. Looking forward to seeing that. Anyway, Russ, you'll be having a massive debate about the game, as always. Wow, Russ, you would make a good Phil or Frank. Or Grant. It's Phil or Grant, isn't it? Anyway, take care, everyone. Stay safe, wash your hands. But potentially, maybe think about becoming a channel member. Over 50 of them in our group so far. And we'll be starting to do some of the members only stuff. You won't miss out on anything by not becoming a member. In terms of the regular content, we'll do some extra content, some Q&As and things like that as well. So lots of stuff coming up with the members coming soon. As always, like to thank them personally at the end of each one of my shows. So take care, everyone. Stay safe, wash your hands. Have a great weekend. I'll be back for the watch along on Sunday. Come on, you Irons! 3 points against those Foxes. Much love. Bye-bye.
Nothing ever stays the same. It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate,